What's up, guys? Next up we got Outworld Destroyer. Now this is one of the best heroes mid. Really fun to play, amazing set of skills, allows you to easily harass whoever is playing against you mid. Just keep banishing them, it does damage, steals their mana, prepares them for ult. Ult is base damage plus the difference in mana between you and the enemy heroes. You're always gonna be either full or higher, much higher than theirs as you keep stealing, and as your flux, which is your passive, it gives you mana back whenever you cast any spells. There's a 30% chance, right? So whether you're casting this or even the basic attack buffed with Arcane Orb, there's always a 30% chance to just restore a big chunk of your mana, kind of always keeping you ahead of whoever it is on the other side, right? And while you're stealing their mana with this, so. That's kind of what you're doing on the mid. I just kind of put 1 point into this, so I have the chance proc, and if they're not careful enough, you can even kill them before level 6. You just keep harassing them with this spell and this. It can easily happen that they just die, they cheap out on the heals, and then they're not careful enough. But usually once you get to level 6, you usually just kind of need to cast one more of these, and then the ult also works on this even if they're not visible, right? So you don't have to fear if you can't see them. Ult is still gonna hit them even if they're in this. And yeah, that's kind of what you usually do on the lane, right? So the items, something like Meteor Hammer, that's almost now a staple item that you always make. Really good for Destroyer, because you just kind of do this, start casting Meteor Hammer. As soon as they get out, they immediately get hit by the Meteor Hammer effect. It's impact damage, it's stun, it's damage over time, and this also works on any buildings or mobs, usual mobs. You know, hits everybody, works against everybody. Now, if I'm not making this, and that's not always, I heal them. I just get something like Witchblade. The problem with Meteor Hammer is, let's say you play against somebody like Lone Druid. There's just not enough time for you to keep both of them in check. The bear from the Lone Druid is gonna keep harassing you, keep rooting you, and it's just a matter of question: can you latch that long enough onto one hero and to kind of guarantee the kill while not being disrupted? Because it's not an item where you sacrifice your Black King bar and then start casting this. You never do that. It's a huge waste, and yeah, you just never do that. That's not how it works. So you gotta take that into consideration. Are there nasty heroes like that? Are they kind of packed with stunts, hexes, silences? If not, are they gonna make something for that usually kind of make, let's say it's a Void Spirit? He already has the Remnant spell that kind of interrupts you anyways, and he also likes making Orchid and Yule Scepter. So you gotta think about, and also has ult that can quickly move in, you know, stuff like that can easily just really nasty to get the value of this going. So if I'm not getting that, if that's the case, for whatever reason, Witchblade is what I get. Witchblade attack speed, intelligence, gives you bigger mana pool, more damage for ult, more damage for Arcane Orb because of int. Also has a 25% slow and 0.75 int as damage every second, right? And it's a true strike. So you can even hit Phantom early with this. Let's say just go attack Phantom. It's gonna give you at least one guaranteed hit. That also gets upgraded into something like Revenant's Brooch, and that gives you 5 attacks with True Strike. So once it becomes castable item. Once you press this, you get 5 attacks with True Strike. So anybody with Evasion, with Butterfly, like I said, Phantom maybe, at least 5 attacks are guaranteed to hit. After that, it happens what happens, right? It's also made out of Mystic Staff, and Mystic Staff, again, bigger mana pool, more damage because all of the good stuff. You really use everything, all of the stats for Destroyer. If it's strength, it's health, and you need to be there to attack. If it's agility, it's attack speed and armor, and int, of course, for damage and mana pool. So you pretty much siphon all of the good stuff, all the good stats, right? And it's kind of why Dragonlance is so good and why I always make this. Attack range as well. You do need attack range. You are a right click range hero. Once you cast Astral, there's nothing else for you to do. I mean, ult is there of course, but they kind of need to be out of mana to get the maximum effect, or you just cast it immediately and then you're kind of left with nothing but right click. That's why this is so great. Gives you the extra range. Also, when this becomes the pike, it's one of the better pikes for heroes in the game, right? Just being able to get extra range and do a bunch of fast, really buffed attacks is also amazing. And you know, the pike still has the same old force staff effect, so if you want to get fast into the fight, get away, help anybody get out, it's still the force staff effect in there, right? And like I said with the stats, from the Dragonlance there's agility, there's strength, and then from the force staff there's health and int, attack range, you use all of that. It's just an amazing item to get, right, for those reasons. And now something that you also need, so I usually say, but that's kind of for support heroes, you kind of fix your mobility issue with force staff. With Destroyer you can really, it's probably more something like Lion and Shadow Shaman. You do need the blink, because you're gonna be able to just blink and cast this, or just blink and immediately start right clicking, or just blink into a bunch of enemies and cast ult, because this is a big AoE, something like Frost Wyvern does, right? You kind of need to get this. You cannot be just like, okay, I'm here, there's the tides, you know, I'm just gonna press the Astral, I'm gonna make all the way slowly, he's gonna stay, nobody's gonna interrupt me, nobody's gonna silence me, slow me. That's not how it's gonna happen. Even with the pike, it's still not good. It's still not that. It's still, you still need blink. The hero is only fully rounded with the good stuff, and he has blink as well. So you just have to have it. Whether you decide to make this sooner or later, that's up to you. But I would highly suggest getting this always. It just makes hero that much better, right? And we got something like Blacking Bar as well. Blacking Bar you can get away with just, let's say, Lincoln Sphere. If you not just get Lincoln Sphere, that's also fine. If there's just a couple of targeted spells that you can really get away with just having Lincoln Sphere, so just kind of block those. If not, again, your right click hero, you need to be able to attack. When you blink in the fight and press the blacking, they can't do anything about you. There's ult, there's this for control, and then you just right click away, and they have to either stay in the whole damage or just run away, and you'll be dealing a lot of damage. Sure, there's a whole bunch of damage even by just casting this, right? So Blacking Bar, just decide if you can get away, sure, but it's still nice stats. It's not that big, but 25 damage, 10 strike, that's still nice for you anyways as stats alone. So you know, just keep that in mind. And something like for the last slot, I would probably get something like Hex in that way. There's also Moonshard. Some people just kind of like making Moonshard and doing stuff like this. You can see the attack becomes really fast. So if you kind of feel there needs to be some bigger burst, more damage, more attack speed to win the game, if you feel like that's the one thing that's lacking, let's say you have all of this, and kind of that's the one thing that lacks, you can just go for something like this. If not, you can go a bit slower. Again, Hex, usually Hex is useless for a lot of heroes because of Mystic Step and Staff. You know, almost 3k for an item that doesn't do much. For Destroyer it does a lot actually. You know, the mana pool, the damage, all of that stuff. So again, he benefits from everything. Void Stone not so much, but Void Stone is cheap. So also it's just like another way. The best way is to compare it with let's say Scepter, right? So that's like two enemy heroes. Let's say I went for Scepter. Scepter is also great, but it's like I'll show just why Sight is better at Hex. So with Scepter, it gives you a second charge on imprisonment, right? So you can do something like this and this. You can immediately disable two enemy heroes. The problem is you can't attack any of those. So why go for Hex instead of this? There's one charge of this, but I can cast a Hex on the other guy and attack him. It's pretty much the huge difference, right? The money is not that different. As you can see, this is halved. It's not a big of a difference in terms of gold, and the effect is just crazy on Hex, right? I just want to disable one and be able to you disable them at this, with the same effects as with Scepter, but you can actually kill the second target. Second target is free for you, for your whole team to kill, right? That's why I like Scepter instead of Hex instead of Scepter, right? That's mainly the reason why. And yeah, something like this would be kind of the end build. Like I said, Moonshard, if you like this, if it's needed, if you feel like that's the only way to win, go ahead and get Moonshard. You can also consume this to get a permanent half the attack speed, and then you can make something, whatever it is. There's also Shiva's Guard. Shiva is I don't know how to like characterize Shiva with Destroyer. It kind of goes, it gives you that nice AoE damage, slows everybody down. If anybody attacks you, they're also slowed by 45. Stops any regeneration lifesteal in your near, but you know, mostly importantly, it slows everybody down, like as an AoE, like the basic AoE effect, right? Once you cast it, of course. So Shiva might be really interesting as well because of the armor. Just be aware that all of this is great. It's not extra health. If they're kind of more towards the nuke type of stuff, in terms of spells, might be better to just go for something else, right, and not armor. But then again, you'll be having Black King Bar to deal with the spellcasters, so it might be a good idea anyways. But this is something I like. I don't remember if I mentioned travel, but travel is pretty much, you can also make what's it called, power threads. I like travel because it's another one of those heroes where whatever the fight is, whatever side of the map, you can easily teleport there and immediately pull that one hero from the rest of the herd, right? You can immediately separate them. So once you get there, especially if you have also Blink, you can immediately get there in the midst of everything and just kind of, you know, pick one target and say that target is staying with us. All the rest of you can go, but if you stay, you're gonna get a lot of incoming damage, especially with the ult, and you might all die, and they might just have to leave the target. Once he's imprisoned, right, there's nothing they can do to help him. There's no push with Force Staff, there's no Vengeful Spirit, can't swap. They just have to sit there, and that's why I like travel. I think I forgot to mention earlier, that's why I like getting travel. You can just do stuff like that early, right? Go anywhere on the lane, separate one target from the rest, and position however you want around them and just kill them. Pretty much it. And Shard is also nice. Shard pretty much, where's my ally tides? So Shard allows you to move just 60% slower. If it's cast on allies, it's only on allies. If it's cast on allies, they can move just 60% slower. They cannot be hit by any spells. It's not like Dark Willow with her spell where she evades targeted damage, but she gets still get hit by AoE. Once you get the Shard, nothing can hit this guy. You can just see them as a, you know, as like a Shadow World. He can move. So it's like an upgrade where it's not like, okay, I want to save somebody, but they kind of get stuck there, and if you have to back away, he can't really back away with us, at least to some extent. He kind of gets stuck without a Shard in the circle, right? And it's much easier to get a kill from the enemy team on him, right? This way kind of helps him a bit as he can move, and you know, maybe there's Blink, so he can, you know, while that lasts, it's 4 seconds, Blink is 3 seconds. Once you take damage, you can blink away, he has Blink, you know, or stuff like that. So once it expires, of course. So that's one way to benefit from this. This also costs money. You might not have money to spend on this. You might need all of that stuff. Maybe you're just kind of stuck on these, and you know, the time has come when you need Black King Bar. You're probably gonna put that money towards Ogre Axe or the Mithril Hammer. You're probably not gonna dump it into this, right? So that's kind of it with the show and how you play them. Items that I kind of think are always needed is Blink. You kind of always need Pike. It's just bad to plan without this. First item can be anything really. If you don't go for Hammer, it can be Witchblade. Black King Bar if you just can't get anything done with right clicks. Lincoln Sphere if you can get away with a couple of spells. And yeah, last item, whatever you want to make, really. If you want to go Shiva, if you want to go Hex, maybe just want to get Scepter, I don't know. It's completely fine. However you want to go. Moon Shard as well. I don't know where I dropped. Where did I drop Moon Shard? Oh no, I consumed it. So, Moon Shard as well. You can also consume Moon Shard and get another one. You just can't eat another one. So yeah, something like that, something like that, something like that, or this. Couple of options, but that would pretty much it to destroy. Let's take a look at the talent tree quickly. First one, again, it depends. If I expect kind of a lot more incoming damage, then if I just take the health. If not, I take attack speed. Completely fine with both. Probably in the more cases, it's just much better to take health, because you gotta stay there and fight anyway. It's not like you get in, get out. Not like, let's say, Faceless Void, where he gets in, benefits a lot more for attack speed. There's a time ult, he needs to kill as much as he can. It's not that that extreme where you gotta kind of go attack speed. You can choose, you know. Second one, I just take mana. It's 250 mana, it helps me with spells if I somehow don't get procs of this, but usually at this point you'll always get procs, you'll always have mana. But it's 250 into damage. Goes with your mana pool and increases the difference between this. And it's more damage for ult on AoE. Again, movement speed, I said with the whole movement speed, I'll have travel, I'll have blink, and I'll have pike. Of course, at some point of the time, but usually I'll either have travel and pike or travel and blink. I'll have some of these anyway, so it's kind of useless to get this. This is nothing crazy, but this is kind of more really nothing special, right? Third one, as you can see, they kind of know that you need health, you need to stay there fighting. It's not a hero that really makes Sench and Kaya and stuff like that, so no benefits from that. So they kind of giving you free stuff here. Just take the strength. I kind of just combo health and strength, build a really bit of tankier destroyer, because your damage is kind of in this and into stuff like that. So, you know, the one thing that you don't get that much really is health. Why not just grab free health and, you know, nicely round it up with the whole thing. And last one is also, even though it's 25, it's nothing crazy really. 2% Arcane Orb damage is usually what I take. Why this is kind of nothing special, because at level 25, if the game goes that long, you'll be probably attacking the most important heroes will have black in bars, especially against Destroyer, and this does not penetrate black in bar. That's just how it is. Once somebody that's the part that sucks with Destroyer. Once somebody presses black in bar, you do not get to attack him with Arcane Orb. That's the sad part. So, you know, spell lifesteal, it's not like it works like you would think it works. I just take Arcane Orb damage on those that I can't hit, and after that, you know, that person's black in bar effect fades away. I just meet them with the damage anyways from the orb, so I just get this. But like, again, nothing is really crazy here, really, nothing that crazy. So that will be it. Like I said, some items that are kind of basic, some nice last slots, shard. If you can dump the extra money, it can help your teammates. It's pretty much, it can help you as well, I guess, but for you do not care that much. Like I said, you have blink, pike, black in bar, you do not care that much for yourself. This is more to help your teammates. Kind of spell, it can help you as well, but I don't see it that much often beneficial. You know, I just want to put that money into something else, really. So yeah, that will be it. Let's not waste any more time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.